Hi, my name is Bear, and let's start with Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War. This of course is the best deal of Steam weekend sale because the game is free, and not just to play this weekend, but it's free to keep forever if you grab it before the 1st of June. I will remind you to grab it at the very end of this video as well. That is great, but of course there is a catch. If you like the game, keep in mind that there are about 13 DLCs available. So yeah, that's a trap for your wallet, but it may be a pleasant one. Maybe you like to suffer, I don't judge. Anyway, Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War brings you a world of terror and violence with a turn-based 4x strategy game. Here you'll face a challenging AI and cooperate or compete with friends and strangers across the globe. Play as one of 4 iconic Warhammer factions, each with their own unique playstyle and technology tree. Explore a randomly generated world filled with special features and threatening wildlife that can crush your troops' morale. People on Steam are talking that this is a great strategy game, but as I've mentioned before, many say that without DLCs it feels incomplete. Well, it's free, so let's not pick the butthole of a gifted unicorn. Let's enjoy the game, and later, well, time will tell, whatever. Asterigos, Curse of the Stars. In this high fantasy world, you will discover the long-forgotten secrets, interesting battle encounters, interconnected maps full of places to explore, and an immersive story where every choice matters. The game is really fun if you like light Souls-like battles and can enjoy a bit of cartoony graphics, but not everything is nice. Game has no map, like at all, so you will have to remember all the places in your head. That of course creates another level of immersiveness because you will have to use your actual navigational senses you usually never use in games. But do we actually want that? I don't think so. Anyway, if you decide to obtain it, the game will take about 30 hours from your boring life. Lucius. Let me start with the fact that this is a bundle, and for this price you will get both Lucius 1 and 2 games. You will play as a boy who was born on a date with a lot of sixes. Of course, because your name is Lucius, a derivative from Lucifer, and, you know, surprise surprise, it turns out that you are some kind of a devil's child.
What?
The fun part of this game is that you have supernatural powers, some telekinesis, some mind control, and some regular scheming. Killing anyone that moves while being cute and little is cool and not creepy at all, right? So in each level you will solve adventure game style puzzles in order to murder someone. So exciting. There are 3 parts of a game, well 4 if you include Lucius D-Make, so in case of loving the game, your free time is covered quite well. And as one review on Steam said, this game is a perfect little gift for your Christian friends. They always run. This is a very nice 2D platformer where you will control a 3-armed mutant hunting for the most dangerous bounties in the galaxy. Its inhabitants have been swarmed by crime since the fall of the Empire. Being able to find anyone and anywhere has become a highly prized skill, and that, my friend, is the skill you possess. Some bounties are rewarded with money, others with valuable information that you can use to find the people who set you on this forsaken path. Having 3 arms lets you deal with more enemies at once and makes for a persuasive argument in any scuffle. Use your 3rd arm to perform targeted attacks and throws, manipulate the environment, destroy obstacles, and wreck enemies. The game has very positive review score, and people are saying that it is really fun, although it can be challenging for new players of the genre.
Turnip boy commits tax evasion.
He will take control of an adorable turnip who happens to be an absolute menace to society. After failing to pay taxes and getting evicted from your home, you must go on an epic quest to pay back your massive debt to Mayor Onion. Use garden tools to solve plantastic puzzles, meet eccentric vegetables and fruits, and take on treacherous fights against animals both big and small, including the capitalist swine. Along the journey, uncover what's spoiling this garden community and rise to tear down the corrupt vegetable government. In other words, you are a lazy, shaded turnip that wants to evade paying taxes and, along the way, start the revolution. Some kind of Lenin, I guess. Total War Warhammer 3. I bought the game when it was initially released, so I can briefly tell you about my experience. I was pleasantly surprised about the grand scale of the game. Huge maps filled with stuff to discover, interesting story, and the thing I love the most, various creatures and warriors at your command. If you are not familiar with the games of the franchise, keep in mind that the game consists of 4x elements and huge, sometimes absolutely enormous and computer power hungry real-time battles. And those battles are not easy. I quickly realized realize that I am not a combat genius of any kind and had to actually read and study strengths and weaknesses of every unit, get familiar with their speed, hit points, attack power, visit their mamas, take them on a hot day to some fancy restaurant and, well, I already said too much. But like literally, I won some tutorial battles but my army was in shatters. I wasn't happy with the result at all. So keep in mind that this game, at least at the beginning, has a huge learning curve and you will probably be watching some guide videos on YouTube. Potion Craft Alchemist Simulator. This is a really unique and satisfying game. Here you will learn how to make various potions, from rat poison to love elixir, which you can later give to your mother-in-law so she would love you more than her actual daughter.
What a devious plan this is.
Also here you can buy various ingredients from traveling merchants or grow them by yourself in your medieval garden. Game has about 90% of positive reviews for a reason. People on Steam are saying that Potion Craft is a really relaxing chill game without many restraints, like you know, time that runs out. No, nothing like that here. Really simple yet thoughtful game. Deadside. This is a multiplayer shooter game set in an open world. Here you'll experience a realistic post-apocalyptic game environment filled with NPCs and real players. As developers say, Deadside is all about balancing the dynamics of a shooter and the hardcoreness of survival games. The world of the game focuses on realistic aspects of life with the ruins of dead civilization. You won't find any zombies here.
What?
Yeah, you heard right. The name of the game is Deadside, and it is without zombies. It seems that someone made a huge marketing mistake here. I clicked on the title especially because I thought, hey, a new zombie game, and it's not. It's like naming your game Best Race and putting no cars in it, or like naming it StarCraft and putting no crafting in it. Oh wait. Shut up. The game is in early access, don't expect miracles. A bit less than 80% of reviews are positive. Honestly, not a bad result, really not bad. Graveyard Keeper. Here you can make candles from human fat, burn witches, and even sell mystery meat to the local tavern. Well, you and I, we both know that this is human flesh from corpses, but nobody else has to know, right? That is not a question, by the way. You know, you wouldn't want to visit a local tavern as a special guest. You know, I like you. Anyway, Graveyard Keeper is the most accurate medieval cemetery management sim of all time, because obviously there are no other medieval cemetery management games. You'll build and manage your own graveyard and expand into other ventures, while finding shortcuts to cut the costs. Use all the resources you can find. After all, this game is about the spirit of capitalism and doing whatever it takes to build a thriving business. If you have guts, try this game. If not, you can always harvest some from a fresh dead body. Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. This is a really original and truly amazing game where you play as an ape. Yeah, your journey starts 10 million years ago, and by then we still shared our ancestors with gorillas and chimpanzees. Our last common ancestor with the apes, chimpanzees to be exact, is known to be roughly about 5 million years old. So you start as an ape and over the years evolve into an early human. The whole game spans from 10 million to 2 million years ago. Your task is for you and your tribe not to die and not to choose the path of extinction. The future of humanity is in your hands, like literally. As developers say, evolution was not written in stone. Your decisions will shape how you will overcome obstacles, increase your species, and what knowledge you will pass on to future generations. You can focus on specific attributes or choose a more balanced approach to survival. Your clan's ability to survive will be directly impacted by your decisions and choices, making each player's experience a unique one. It's a wonderful game reminding us that we are just starting to go on our evolutionary path as human species. 2 million years is nothing. Dinosaurs existed for 165 million years before they all died out, except the birds, of course, add another 65 million years to that big number. That is a huge difference. Not as huge as your mama though. So don't forget to grab Warhammer Gladius for free, and thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!